Okay, look, I know what I'm about to say is gonna sound kinda crazy, since the Valorant community is pretty dead set on the Odin being broken. You watch clips like this where the enemy team seems helpless against the rain of bullets and go, yeah, that doesn't seem fair. And I'm not gonna argue that there aren't situations where that is true. There are some spots and some maps that just aren't fair and need to be looked at. But I am gonna say this, the Odin is healthy? I don't mean healthy isn't perfect. We'll dive deeper into the spots where this weapon is faulty later, but I mean the Odin is healthy in an interesting way. No player can deny that shooting a big machine gun through walls and making unique plays with it isn't enjoyable. And while that can lead to frustrations from the enemy team, the cool thing about Valorant is that the enemy team can just pick up their own Odin and do the same thing you're doing. And it's just very Valorant, if that makes sense. Crazy wallbangs like this are one of the many things that differentiate Valorant from Counter-Strike or any other shooter on the market, tactical or otherwise. Sure, you can nerf this thing into the ground, and maybe the meta is 1% better, but then you've neutered one of the things that make this game interesting, and I don't think that's worth it. So yeah, if you're looking for a blanket view of the opinion on this video, it's that I think the Odin is interesting enough to not warrant a gutting. Not perfect, but I don't think it needs nearly as big a nerf as people think. But I'm gonna dig a little deeper, interesting content-wise and whatnot. So if you're excited for this and like content similar to it, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. There's more on the way, so thank you. So let's circle back to those problem spots. Lotus is like the biggest example of a map that just gets dominated by the Odin. This silly lineup on A main makes it so anyone trying to contest A rubble is gonna eat a hefty load of spam. And that's kinda silly, especially because it's really hard to fight back against, almost feeling like a gamble of who's gonna get spammed out first. Do you know what this reminds me of? Ascent! Remember how OB main was paper thin, leading to Sova sitting in various spots with the Odin and spamming directly into spawn barriers? Yeah, that was pretty awful, though it did make one of Valorant's more stale maps pretty interesting. Abyss kinda has this too on A site, though not as direct. Same with Breeze and Haven. Not sure what Riot has against specifically A sites, but if we can draw any conclusions from this, it's that when you can shoot directly into a spawn barrier, it's not fun. Do you know whose fault that isn't? The Odin! I mean, yeah, he's gonna take advantage of it, but that's a map design fault. Regardless of if you have an Odin or not, any high pen weapon can do these things. A lot of these problem spots on these maps can easily be fixed by just shifting spawn barriers forwards or backwards. Lotus specifically didn't have this problem before because its old spawn barriers didn't allow you to enter tree before the round started. If you just bring that back, Lotus is like 50% more interesting. So like, stop designing maps where you can shoot directly into spawn barriers, please. I don't think it's a closed secret that Valorant's maps aren't perfect nowadays, but changing the maps definitely won't satisfy everyone. I've heard some crazy takes like neutering this thing's fire rate or making it a medium penetration weapon, but the one thing I haven't heard people complain about is the ammo. This thing has a lot of bullets. 300 of them, in fact. Remember how we took away reserve ammo from the Phantom and the Vandal because of spam through smokes? You know what would probably be a good change to help control spam on the Odin? Just taking away one of the reserve mags would put this thing in a much better spot. It'd make the weapon more skillful and expressive without ruining what makes it unique. I don't think it's a perfect fix, the map still needs to be changed alongside it, but that's the extent of the balancing I would do with the thing. I know people are still gonna get mad that their glorious Vandal can sometimes lose to the Odin in a one-on-one gunfight, but usually that's because you missed the head on the first shot, likely because you're bad. That's also another interesting point, since Valorant is a game that kinda strays away from spray transfers like CS. Having a big machine gun that almost excels at fighting groups of enemies solidifies its role in the game even more. You can't lie, it's incredibly satisfying to mow down a horde of incoming attackers and completely shut down a push all by yourself. Can you do the same thing with a Vandal? Sure. Is it almost more skillful to precisely burst down each target one by one? I'd argue so. Is the whole bursting thing what makes Valorant's combat so special? Yeah, kinda. What's my rebuttal to these hypothetical questions? Big fucking gun.
Good job.
My ult is ready.
Yay! So yeah, I like the Odin. It's a unique weapon that not only fits Valorant's combat loop, but adds its own layer of unique depth to it. It's a weapon that over the years has only gotten better as players experiment and learn more about this awesome game. Players have climbed the ranks specifically using it, and the MVP of this year's champs, Brawk, is known for mastering this thing. Do the maps enable some toxic strategies with this thing, and should they be changed accordingly? Yes! Could it maybe do with less bullets to make spamming more thoughtful? Sure! Should we let our emotions get ahead of us and nerf this thing into the ground? God no! Valorant's take on making every weapon have a purpose is a part of what makes this game so great. The various playstyles, including the Odin, that deviate from the old-reliable point-and-click on the heads with a rifle, make this game more interesting. Rifles will likely always be the most versatile and reliable choice, but that doesn't mean we need to get rid of every other playstyle that can contest it. The Odin is a broke. While it's not perfect, I do believe it's healthy for this game, and I don't want to see it washed away to the point of obscurity.
I'm on fire right now with these Odin roll bangs.
Thank you very much for sticking around to the end of the video. I got more Valorant content on the way, so if you like this type of thing, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. While I have been consistently ruining swift play games with the Odin, I do plan on talking about less toxic stuff in the future, so be sure to stick around for stuff like that. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of the Odin, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!